This is an early prototype that I created in response to the Oculus Rift Kickstarter to explore gameplay possibilities with virtual reality and motion controls. It's rendered at the native resolution and FOV of the Rift, but does not yet have head tracking. Using the Razer Hydra, I have one-to-one control over the arms of a virtual robot. There are no animations in this demo. I use physical simulation and motor control of the same type used for real robots to make interactions as realistic as possible. This allows for very precise and intuitive manipulation of the environment, where you can use your hands much as you would in the real world. I'm using this technology to create a mecha anime-inspired multiplayer action game where you pilot a house-sized robot in close-quarters urban warfare. The precise controls allow you to aim your weapon the same way you would a real gun. Of course, this is a bit harder than it looks. However, you can use both hands to control recoil and aim using large arm movements instead of your wrist. Hitting the target is still not easy, so weapons are quite deadly to make well-placed shots more rewarding. This also makes using the environment as cover very important, though if you expect to find yourself out in the open, you can bring your own. Shooting from the hip at this distance would be almost impossible, but your robot's targeting system can overlay a virtual laser sight when you squeeze the trigger part way. It'll do the same for any weapon you see pointed at you. You can use this to try to juke your opponent while taking pot shots and moving into a better position. Guns certainly dominate in open spaces, but city streets would be pretty tight for a large robot. So, in proper anime style, they also carry swords. If you can get in close, you'll have a big advantage. If you don't put a good amount of rotation into your swing, or hit a weak joint, your sword will just bounce off your enemy's armor and do them no damage. But if you get enough velocity to punch through, then it can be a one-hit kill, and the relatively delicate guns are rendered inoperable by the flick of a wrist. I'm tuning this carefully so that you can't do much by flailing around wildly. Once again, there are no pre-made animations for sword fighting. You move your hands and the robot will try its best to follow you exactly. But since everything is simulated, your arms have limited strength and leverage does matter. As you would expect, blocking toward the grip of your sword is more effective than blocking near the tip. But you have to be careful not to expose your hands, as they're easily destroyed. I slowed that practice dummy down so that I would have time to talk, but here is a less forgiving opponent. That feels pretty intense even on my 22-inch monitor. I imagine that it could be downright terrifying when it fills your field of view. If anyone is watching this on a Rift prototype, I'm very interested to hear your impressions. I made this and a few other experiments to see what is practical with current input technology. And after working with the Hydra, I strongly believe that this mode of interaction is the best next step for virtual reality. The prototype is made in Unity, but I'm currently building my own engine to make sure that I can deliver the most immersive experience possible, with good performance and a rock-solid physics simulation. Currently, it will target high-end PC hardware using DirectX 11. Playing without motion controls or a head-mounted display will be possible, but gameplay will be optimized for their use. More design details will be fleshed out when the Rift is made available in December, and I should have something good to show by then. Thank you for watching, and please post any questions or ideas you may have in the comments.